Councillor David G. Romero.
Here.
Councillor Robert Casey.
Here.
Councillor Vincent Howell.
Here.
Councillor Ulibarri Jr.
Here.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councillor Howell, would you do the moment of silence, please?
Please keep in your minds and thoughts and prayers for our wonderful community members that have just passed away. I believe Loretta and Judge Sandoval. Keep their families in mind. I hope it's so hard when we lose members like that in our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Madam Mayor, members of the council, the next item is the approval of the agenda.
What is the pleasure of the board?
Madam Mayor, I move approval of the agenda as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councillor Casey.
Yes.
Councillor Howell.
Yes.
Councillor Ulibarri Jr.
Yes.
Councillor Romero.
Yes.
I have a motion by Councillor Casey and a second by Councillor Ulibarri Jr. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Next item, Madam Mayor, members of the council, are business items. The first one is the approval, disapproval of resolution number 19-19, assuring the City of Las Vegas supports the request for a one-year extension to project number MAP-7647-911, control number L400-321, contract number D15612, Mountain View Drive from Grand Avenue to 7th Street due to road and weather delays. Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have Danny and Christy who will present on this item.
Good morning, Madam Mayor, council members.
Good morning.
I'm here to seek the approval of Resolution 1919, assuring the city supports the request for a one-year extension to the MAP project. That's the Mountain View project that we should be starting this year. Due to the weather and stuff, this year we had actually good weather, rain, stuff, thank God. That we're going to go ahead and move forward with it. We already started submitting all our paperwork to the state to get their approvals. So we've been getting some slowly, but they're coming back, and hopefully everything that goes through, we could start putting it up for RFP pretty soon, hopefully by May. And then the project should be done by end of summer, so the monies will be spent by then. And we are going to combine this one with the co-op, which is the West National King Street, so that the two together combined will help save on a lot of the costs as far as moving the equipment down here. We'll have one contractor to do the both projects. And we're waiting on a cost estimate for Councilor Romero's King Street south side. And once I get that cost estimate, maybe we could see what we could do as far as getting some of that drainage issues taken care of, because there's a lot of drainage issues there. And then that's pretty much on my side. You guys have any questions?
Councilman.
Didn't we do this already?
Yeah, we had, so we didn't move forward because we were just waiting to see if we could come up with some more money to do the project a little bit further. But we just got our map in that. We won't know till probably, they should be coming in pretty quick, like as far as if we're going to receive any more money for at least to continue the second phase. I did apply for $500,000 for this, so it should take us up to 75% of the project. This project right here is just going to do from from Grand up to
Longview.
And if everything goes good, because the bottom base right here, it needs to do a lot of work to it. We actually have to redo the whole base on that one.
So, yeah, it's in pretty bad shape.
It is.
When did we do this last?
We did this one, I believe, in 2017.
Yeah, last
Yes.
year. It's been a
Last year
year.
before already?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, time
So-
flies.
And we really, what's happened is we really don't want to jeopardize the funding. We have a considerable amount of money invested in. This will be a state appropriation from DOT for this one, as well as national. And so some of those areas really need the repair. We're also looking at a crack and seal project that'll come back to mayor and council now in May. And that crack and seal project is going to be, that'll be done on Mills Avenue. And so we're looking at those projects and any others that we can find some dollars and some grant money. And then we're still waiting for some of the road project funds from the state as well.
Okay, so this is not in any way going to, by doing this, this is our last chance to delay this money until we can get the rest? Because my concern is I don't want
Right.
anybody to say, oh, well, you haven't used it, too bad.
Absolutely.
So,
This is our way of guaranteeing, I think.
Yeah,
that-
and I did talk to the DOT, and they said that I had to come to council for it, and I had to do the special session just because he said that our time frame to get the paperwork we need to them, where they could sign off, that we get back in time. But we should have the money spent by the end of the year, by end of summer, so hopefully by then we'll have the new one, where we can continue the project next year as well.
okay, good. Thank you.
Madam Mayor.
Counselor Carter.
So just so we're clear here, we vote on this today, and then this still doesn't guarantee, the DOT has to approve it, right?
Yeah, we go
So
through.
they have to still approve it.
And chances are they are gonna approve it.
If you don't mind, who's the contact there now that's doing
I do with John Herrera, he's the LGRF, the grant
Okay.
coordinator.
He's been there for a while now.
Yeah, he's been there for a while. And he's actually the go-to guy that I need to have anything with grants and everything.
Because I understand that they made some changes there
Yeah.
at the DOT. so-
Yeah, and he's
Okay.
still in this position, which is good because it's nice to go to him whenever you need help and stuff, or questions and anything that we need to do.
I think this is.
This is actually a good one because this is the one that we got the match waiver and everything on, so hopefully this next one we get the match as well. I mean, we are going to apply for have the monies for our match, but maybe with that match we could use it toward your side. See how it works.
And we're looking at, as I said, we're looking at the two projects, and that was one of the reasons why we had to extend it another year, because the engineers are working on the two projects so that we can get them and have the same, not have to mobilize everything twice. We're just going to mobilize once and move forward with the both
So
projects.
do they charge that mobilization fee when they do roads?
They
It's
do.
pretty expensive, it's up there. The mobilization, I've seen it up to $100,000 to move all their equipment just to get over here. And if we could just apply just the one with the two projects, it'll cut the cost a lot on that part. And like these projects are ready, they already have all the surveys done. We did talk to utilities and make sure that they don't need to run any new lines or anything before we start these projects. They do have to do the effluent line on Mountain View, but that's a little bit further up on the second phase.
It'd be great if we could combine the two phases, because that would get everything completed, and so we can get this done, and this into DOT. They may take another look at the $500,000 that we requested for the rest of the second phase of Mountain View.
Counselor Howell.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just for clarification, the second phase is going to start next year, or?
If we do get the funds.
we get
for
the
it.
money.
Yeah, we do already have all the paperwork with the DOT, and the letters should be coming. I
Okay.
hope it doesn't say this, they didn't give us no. So
And
we should find out by
when do you
April.
project getting the money?
Once they do approve monies, then they're still, I'm going to say next year by the time we get it. So this is,
Yeah, so-
the first phase will be finished end of summer next year. By springtime, we should be able to continue the rest.
Okay, so this first phase is going to be completed
Probably end of summer.
end of this summer?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the second phase would be the monies that I applied for now. They
For
should
next.
come by next year. And hopefully that'll take us 75% or better of the project. Because the main part is this bottom part.
Right.
All the way up to probably Collins.
To Longview?
Yeah.
From Longview to Grand is the bad
First,
part.
right.
And that was cause of the semis
Right.
coming in and turning.
And we did
there.
address that as well.
We addressed that, so
It's just gonna, the bottom base is shot just because of all the cracks and
The weight.
Right.
So we did address that with the engineer, so they're gonna help us to get where we don't have that problem again.
Good. All right.
We're also hopeful that because there is road money available to the state, that we may be able to, we applied and hopefully we're awarded a little bit more than what we normally are. So we're looking at that as well, Council.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Councilor Olivari?
Madam Mayor, on those, you said something about the semis going through there, and, are you restricting that area for semis or a different route or anything like that?
They actually use that to park at Pinos and stuff like that.
Right.
The way they're gonna do it is do the bottom base, because the base is shot, so they're gonna have to rebuild the whole base, and they're probably gonna use a thicker asphalt on it, so they'll probably use 4 to 6 inches, or I'm gonna look at 6, on that part. I know that the base on that is pretty bad, so they're gonna have to do the whole part of, I think it's 26 inches they're gonna build from the bottom up.
On the West National and King Street, I know that putting it together with this project here, it's going to take maybe a year and a half more or something like that,
Once I think they're gonna probably start this project and they'll jump to the other one or vice versa, but they should both be finished around the same end of summer. I think they're just gonna probably focus on one and then jump to
Right.
the other one. So, and that one's just gonna start from Grant to West National, from King Street,
Right.
and then from there to Romero or Salazar Street. That's all that monies will take it.
Thank you.
Councilor Romero?
Just going back to the question that Councilor Labrie had, is the restricting of, see, right now it's like open, completely open, the whole property. Well, if it's our road, can't we restrict into certain areas so that way they could, make sure that base is, instead of leaving it completely open, put curbing to where, only in a certain area, and at that point, make sure that base is,
See, just because the semis are so big, I think that's why they have the whole area open on that part.
over the price
Just to
specs,
turn, yeah.
what the city would have to, but I'm just saying, instead of it completely being open, because, when they do that, then of course, all of it, they're using all of it, versus
Yeah.
if we restrict to a certain
part
area.
of it, yeah.
And I think
We
that-
could look into that with an engineer, because I know we did talk to the engineer on certain things of the roadway as far as crosswalks and probably changing some of the lighting to LED and stuff like that.
And we can certainly look into that, Counselor. That's an excellent opportunity, especially now that we're starting the project. We can look and let them know, especially for the semi-trucks going through there, that destroys, we all know how
If I'm
it
not
destroys.
mistaken too, as far as the DOT, it has to be a 10-year lifespan of the roadway, so it'll have to be for 10 years what they designed, that the weight limit's gonna be, it's gonna be able to handle the weight limit for 10 years. So that's on the engineers, for their specs, it's gotta pass a 10-year lifespan, or at least a 10-year span on that part, no?
Because they do have the entrance up Grand Avenue alone.
Yeah.
I mean, so
You're
to
right.
minimize that, just an idea.
Councilor Howell?
No.
Councilor Casey?
I'm done.
Okay, so some of the questions that were asked here today, first of all, you made a statement that if we're lucky, we can get additional funding for South Grand. Okay. Is that part of the ICIP process at this point?
For South Grand Avenue? There was no South Grand Avenue project.
It's
Yeah,
for
no,
the-
I know,
it's
but in
gonna
the
be
future,
for-
he's talking. So there's nothing
For-
in ICIP, in other words?
No, for
Not at
Mountain,
this point.
we talked about the Mountain View Drive
Exactly.
project and the
Where's Grand
500,000
up
that
to?
we applied.
And then the south part is gonna be for King Street to the south side, which is the other side of Grant, which it has a lot of drainage issues on that. It's only got one small little,
Drainage.
maybe 16 by 16 or maybe 20 by 20 drain. That's the only thing that it has to drain to right now. So that needs a lot of
To be addressed.
drainage issues.
And this are road funds we're talking about?
Yeah, we're
DOT
hoping that how we could get the monies, we're just gonna, when we get to it, I guess once we, if we do get the match waiver, because I am gonna apply for the match waiver on the co-op and the MAP. And if we do get the match waivers, I'm hoping the money that we do put aside that we could use it to help with some of the drainage issues on
King Street.
Keene Street.
Okay. And on the, I don't see, this is what phase? Phase two?
This is phase one.
This is phase one
Phase
on
one.
Mountain View. And
So-
second phase on the co-op.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't anticipate a reversion to general fund or to the road fund. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely not. We don't anticipate any kind of reversion.
We just have to encumber the funds.
What we need to do is encumber and then get the resolution over to DOT as quickly as possible so that we can get the project going. As soon as we, if it is approved by mayor and council, then we'll have the resolution signed and submitted over to DOT. And that's one of their requirements. And so we're looking at that. The engineers have almost completed their plans, am I correct? And so they will be doing that, and then we'll be going out to bid or to an RFP.
Okay,
That'll be done quickly.
great. Any other questions? But it's a pleasure of course.
Madam Mayor, I move that we approve Resolution 1919, assuring that the City of Las Vegas supports a request for a one-year extension to project number MAP 7647911, control number L400321, contract number D15162, Mountain View Drive, Grand Avenue to 7th Street due to road and weather delays.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Councilor Howell?
Yes.
Councilor Romero?
Yes.
Councilor Casey?
Yes.
Councilor Ilibarri Jr.?
Yes.
I have a motion by Councilor Casey and a second by Councilor Howell. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Okay, on the executive session, thank you very much, gentlemen. You did a great job. Before we make a motion to go into executive session, I'd like to recess for about 5 minutes. The other party, the attorneys are driving in, so they're just a few minutes outside. That's one party. We have the other party. So let's recess for 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
We have coffee in the city manager's office if you'd like some.
Yes, of course.
And restrooms in the back. We have running water. Sometimes.
No, as a matter of fact, I need to get, because the one I have.
I did too.
I'll get it. Yeah. Yeah, she's been out like for 2 years. Okay.
Danielle has been sick. Danielle has been sick. Yeah, probably. That and flu was involved.
Okay, how many minutes did they say? 5 minutes?
I did.
Basically, that we have no powers, just stuff in the charter and stuff.
How you doing, sir? Good. How you been?
The charter
Good seeing you.
it gives us the authority. There's a bunch of things there.
Yeah, I haven't been able to connect. We will. Yeah, I did connect with Jimmy.
I'm gonna go ask her to get us a copy of the.
I believe now there is a policeman involved already. That's being planned. So just let's see. Normally, the law would.